I imagine business is quite nervous ever since this talk of a possible fourth wave in mid-December or early January.
Oh, good morning, Maseko, to you and your viewers. We are concerned, in fact, that there's likely to be a fourth wave, as you say, in the next 2 or 3 months. We need to get as many people vaccinated as possible. Before that, we've ramped up the numbers of people that are being vaccinated. About 33% of the adult population have now been fully vaccinated. 40% received one or more jabs, but it's really not enough. We need to get that figure into the 60-70% as quickly as possible, potentially ahead of the fourth wave, certainly ahead of the Christmas and summer break, if we're going to be able to, A, ensure that people can go back to some sort of normality, and B, open up the economy and keep it opened up as wide as possible to be able to address the devastation that has been caused over the past 18 months.
And I imagine, like you're saying, we are approaching the festive season. One of the businesses that South Africa has always been good at is our tourism sector. And maybe we should pump a lot in opening up that sector and keeping it open during this time.
Well, tourism, hospitality and leisure is, of course, a key driver of the economy, not just in terms of jobs that are created and sustained, but also in terms of foreign exchange that is generated. Unfortunately, it's an industry that's been devastated by the lockdown levels we've experienced over the past 18 months, perhaps more than any other sector of the economy. So we're working very closely with government to see not only how it can be opened up, but how it can be kept open, even if we start to see some of the ramifications of the fourth wave, which could mean higher restrictions than the adjusted level 1 that we find ourselves on currently. And that means not only that we need to vaccinate people more quickly and more comprehensively. As you said, at the moment, we're doing about 140, 150,000 a day. In fact, the Vuma weekend that we experienced this weekend, we saw nearly 150,000 vaccinated yesterday, which is good news. But we can scale that up to about 350,000 a day between the public and the private sector. And secondly, to carry on with the non-pharmaceutical interventions of mask wearing, social distancing, and sanitization. And I believe that we know that many people have actually become lax over the past few months, and we need to actually tighten up those protocols if we're going to be able to keep the economy open and ensure that people's health and livelihoods are both protected at the same time.
And I'm guessing businesses hoping more people get vaccinated, because it's clear we're not going to reach that herd immunity target that was set by government by the end of this year. That's quite obvious. But I'm sure businesses hoping that people get inoculated so that at least even if the fourth wave does hit, it doesn't hit to a point where we move to a level 3 or 4.
Well, business has got a number of roles that it can play. One, obviously, is to ensure that it can spread the message about the benefits of vaccination. It's common cause now, scientifically proven, that the best way to address the ramifications of getting sick or the risk of dying is to be vaccinated. There's no better protection that's available around the world. The statistics, as I said, are very clear on that. Secondly, business can play a role in terms of motivating not just to its workforce, but the communities within which business is located, large and small, rural and indeed urban businesses, the benefits of vaccination, to dispel the mythology, some of the mythology that has developed over the past 18 months. Third, we're seeing many businesses now, most recently only on Friday, Old Mutual, introducing the concept of vaccine mandates, making it compulsory, in fact, for people to be vaccinated if they're going to come to work, so that not only they protect themselves, but they don't put their fellow workers or other stakeholders at risk. And we as Business for South Africa are strongly motivating that these vaccine mandates should be introduced much more broadly. We've seen universities such as UCT and WITS doing the same thing. We think that that's going to become a much more significant feature, as we're seeing elsewhere around the world, coupled with vaccination passports to enable people to be able to attend events, whether it be concerts or sporting events, cricket, rugby, soccer and the like. We think that will be a major incentive to be able to encourage people to get vaccinated and go back to, as I said, normal living, or as close to normal living as possible.